Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at kind of how I do book notes and then how I'm going to turn them into my outline that I'm going to write when I review a book. I'm going to do, for this book called Why We Can't Sleep, Women's New Midlife Crisis by Ada Calhoun. Ada Calhoun? I'm going to get to the outline, but I don't think I'm actually going to show you writing because that would just take a while. But you should see the review for this on Friday after you see this video. There's a few ways to support the channel. Number one is to go to curtismchale.ca/Skillshare, take one of my courses, specifically maybe look at my new Zettelkasten course. Number two is to become a patron. Patrons now also get a private channel on my Discord server. You can become a patron at patreon.com/curtismchale. And I'm actually have started a Discord server. There's some channels for everyone where we even talk about books. You'll find the link to that below because I don't have a special URL for that now. I just started it this morning. Well, let's dig into it. Now our first step is to open up Craft and find our note. Currently reading First Break All the Rules, but I want to find, and I've already read Normal Sucks, and I want to read this. So, or look at this. So that was Shift-Command-N to open a new link. And I'm going to use the right-hand side of this for searching other notes, just seeing what else is out there and what else is in my reference library. And I'll actually get to outlining a bit later. First, I want to just kind of build the links and think more about the book. And I actually know off the bat that we might find some stuff in... I don't have anything on invisible women in here. So, I don't have invisible women in here. I thought I'd taken notes on that. Maybe I just did a... Yes, I'm looking at running watches again. There we go. That's the post. So I might actually need to create this as I go because I do need to go back through and find my notes out of a notebook on invisible women and actually make it. I'm going to open up drafts as well here. And I want to find, where do we go? Why We Can't Sleep. It should be under 2. Right there. So I know that the purpose is... I see it there. Okay, just slide that off to the side. So after porting some other stuff in from Obsidian, I still have found tags that don't fit. So like anger right here wasn't linked anywhere, and resentment as well. Let's do that. Now, as I went through my notes, I actually did find some that just seemed like bigger ideas. So I'm generally working with an outline and then some that stuff that is bigger ideas like this, career or family. And because I've already linked a few other notes in here. It should be plenty to have a career or raise a family without becoming a serial killer. Yet women are often told that they could have it all, so they should have it all. And this relates to busyness as a proxy for productivity, which is out of deep work. And meaningful careers trump overwork, which is out of barking up the wrong tree. I I guess this is really related to that other one too. So captain of the Sea of Life. Just want to create a tag in there as well, so that anything else that seems like women's work just goes in there as well. So I can already see, yeah, just gonna create another 2 links here. One is actually to the actual my main book note for Stillness is the Key, and the other one is to this note here. So what else do we have in there? And I'll deal with these stuff later. Career. Yeah, I've already dealt with some of those, right? So I already know that this was linked in one spot. And this was just my book review. So when I first tried to populate my database in Obsidian, I just grabbed the markdown files directly out of my database. And I haven't gone back and worked on a lot of them, to be honest, because I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I'm reading too many things at the same time. I think on boredom. Look at this. So right here it says, gone are the days where children were responsible for chores. What was that? Was that free range cage? Or the case? It's not the case against education. Brian Kaplan is the author. Selfish reason to have more kids is what I wanted. So let's open that. Reason to have more kids. So this actually relates here. So let's actually take this out, highlight it. Actually, no, I have to do it like this, don't I? And what does that say? This is, again, one issue. Still can't see it. Actions, convert to doc. So that's actually an issue there. So I'll have to come back to this and go back here. New document. Let's give it a proper title. Give it my prefix, which is 16/02/2021, and it's 1758. There you go. And that was here. Oh, not there. That was here. At Dren are no longer responsible. Page 69. And I'll actually go like this and say why we can't sleep. I know I've duplicated the page number lots of spots, but that's better to me than the alternative, which is to forget where it is. Major chores. And then on this side, I was looking at selfish reasons to have more kids. So on top of this right here, But I know that some of this is because, like, the reason that kids don't get to go out and play is because of community breakdown. We had an organic community once upon a time. Actually, it relates. Plus, all had organic community once, but we don't need any more groups. Actually, let's go in here and adjust this tag. Community building done. I'm going to tag this as well. At the bottom, this is going to be about community breakdown. This even has to do with walkability of streets. So I read somewhere else. Do I have this? Walkable cities. Yeah, let's do that. So I've read somewhere else. Maybe I watched it on Not Just Bikes, which is a YouTube channel, good YouTube channel, that basically as cities are no longer walkable, people aren't out just kind of to see what kids are doing. So we're more afraid because there's no one around. But we did this to ourselves. So what else was I looking at? Community. I know a bunch of these, like community development in action, is actually nothing because I don't have it yet. I don't own that book yet. The Second Mountain. And so these are just books I want to read here too on these things. I don't have any of these yet. So what about city? That's right. It also captures our mind. So scarcity captures out of the book Scarcity. That's not what I wanted. And here's one of my children who's doing chores coming down. Hello, children.
Hi, just letting you know you might have very dark coffee tomorrow. Because Lorelai put like 4 scoops in instead of 2.
Extra caffeine's fine.
Or something. I'm not sure. She didn't count, apparently. But it was fine.
That's fine. So this is when our attention is captured. The total width to bandwidth to do anything else. I think there's more in scarcity around that. Scarcity is having less than you feel. Scarcity captures the mind, which you already just linked to. Scarcity is narrow benefit. As we get at tunnel, it's really tunneling vision at tunnel vision, C at tunneling tax. Yeah. The tax is the stuff we neglect when we are focused on scarcity. I think those all just kind of relate to this note here. It means messy. Did I write it in here? Busyness means messy. So I've already got a lot of stuff in here as well, right? like linking out to late bloomers here. We're giving kids no time to be kids. All right, this is a note from the book. Oh, actually, sorry, that's from Free Range Kids, that we give no time for kids to be kids, or we're overparenting ourselves. Basically, we're doing it to ourselves. That's an interesting midlife marriage daycare. It's an interesting point there. It's much like running a daycare that we, if someone used to date, right? That's what your marriage turns into, because there's just so busy. It's so busy. That's where we are, right? I'm 41. My wife's 38, and we have a 10, 6, and 4-year-old. 10, 7, and 4-year-old, right? What else do I have on marriage then? Marriage is an act of optimism. Yeah. Let's tag this as marriage. That's all I can think of right now. So when you get some of the ideas of what I'm doing, right? I'm going back through and I'm just kind of looking through different ideas, different notes, and trying to link them in here. I'm going to stop that now. I'm just going to show you like how I get to the outline. So I've got some notes here, and I just want to go through and pick out my important points. Generally want to focus on the purpose, and if there's a clear structure, I'll do that as well, but I didn't really think that there was a clear structure in this, so I'm not going to worry about it. What I generally focus on is these points that I've worked on relating, where I've actually found more. Usually the beginning, so this is the introduction where they talk about why the book's about, and then the points that I've kind of dug into more, right? Like this one, like the ones you've seen me link. And then I just try to build out sort of an outline. So I'll start pulling out some of these points here, right? So I know this is on, I can even maybe grab that whole line together, because that's useful. Plus we use for pro. So these will be like related, really. I'll go in here, and that's deep work, page 64. And that's really how I'm going to go through it. I don't know what else to show you. It's going to take a while. It's already going to be a long video. So that's what I go through. I'm going to go through and focusing on the notes that I have kind of highlighted already. I need to do a little bit more highlighting, a little bit more condensing my notes and pulling them in together to relate more topics. And I'll just kind of keep porting over the main ideas into the outline. The ones that really stuck out to me, right? Like the, right here, this one. Let children be lazy, which will be on this one. And actually I use this too, right? We already overparent ourselves from free range kids. And this is how I get into like multiple books. And usually as I write, I actually come up with lots of other ideas and I'm like, oh wait, this relates as well. And oh, what about this other book? And I might even get up and like look at my library, which that's not my library. That's just my 2 read books. That's really how I do it. So if you have any questions, ask below. I'll do my best to show you more about, tell you more about what I do, or do another video where I dive into some other details, but that's what I do. If you like the video, thumbs up below. If you loved it, you can subscribe. You hit the bell. YouTube will maybe never let you know something happened, but they're supposed to. Other ways to support the channel is to become a patron at patreon.com/CurtisMcHale. Patrons get a special channel talking about the upcoming courses. And you can also, on Discord, special channel on Discord. You can also take one of my courses at Skillshare at curtismchale.ca/Skillshare. Take my course on Zettelkasten, which goes into a bit of this as well, how I take notes on books. So this one was a little more detailed. Yeah, and also if you check the link below, there's a Discord server where I will be talking about the books, and we can just chat about the books there. We'll just see how that goes. Have a good one.